This is the story of Alf Drops In. You can read along with me in your book. You will notice time to turn the page when you hear the chimes ring, like this. Let's begin now. Deep in space, a furry creature studied the controls of his spaceship.
I can't believe it. Lost again. Must have been that left turn at Alpha Centauri.
As he scanned his view screen, he heard a rumbling sound.
Whoa! Listen to my stomach growl. No wonder. I haven't had a good meal in almost 45 minutes. Ah! Wait a minute. What's that up ahead? Looks kind of like a bowling ball I once had. Hey, it's Earth! I think I'll drop in for a snack.
As he sped downward, gravity pulled his spaceship into a steep dive.
Yikes! What's going on? Hey! Hey! I've lost control!
The creature pressed his nose against the window.
I hope this place has a lot of food, because if I survive, I'm going to be real hungry.
Meanwhile, on Earth's surface, Willie and Kate Tanner were in their garage with their children, Brian and Lynn. Willie was trying to tune in his shortwave radio.
Oh my gosh, I've locked onto something in space. Hello? Hello? This is K726. Can you read me? Listen, they're answering, but I can't make out what they're saying. It sounds like someone yelling, "Heads up!"
As Willie adjusted the radio, Brian pointed out the window.
Daddy, what's that up in the sky?
Before Willie could answer, the lights flickered and the garage went black. Seconds later, there was an enormous flash. As Kate hung on to Willie, Lynn pushed Brian behind a table and crouched on the floor.
Look out, everybody! It's coming through the ceiling!
When the dust cleared, the family stared in amazement. A spaceship had crashed through their ceiling. Willie pointed at the creature slumped against the cockpit glass.
Oh my gosh, it's an alien life form, an ALF for short. This is incredible.
Brian peered at the creature.
That sounds like a good name for him, Dad. Can we call him Alf?
Willie carried Alf into the house and laid him down on the table. While the others examined the alien, Kate kept her distance.
We can't keep him in our living room. We should call the police.
Brian grabbed Willie's arm.
We can't turn him in. What if they use him for experiments and poke needles in him?
Needles? Did you say needles?
The creature sat up straight. Kate couldn't believe her ears.
Why, he's almost human.
Yo, lady! There's no need for name-calling.
Despite herself, Kate had to chuckle.
At least he has a sense of humor. But I still say we should call the authorities.
Hey, ease up! Just fix my spaceship and I'm out of here.
When Willie promised to fix it the next day, Brian jumped up excitedly.
Hey, Mom, can Alf stay in my room tonight? I'll even give him the top bunk. Right, Alf?
Nice offer, Brian, but I'll take the bottom. After plummeting to Earth at Mach 16, I've lost my fondness for heights.
The next morning, Willie got up early to start working on Alf's ship. Although Alf had promised to help, he spent most of the time listening to music and playing with Brian's electric trains. No matter what Willie tried, he couldn't seem to fix the ship.
Alf, you're going to have to help me. I just don't know much about spaceships.
Me neither. I just turn the key and it goes.
While Willie kept working, Alf made his way to the kitchen.
Yo, Lynn, what's cooking? How about a snack?
Sure, Alf. Help yourself to whatever you want. I hope there's something in the fridge that aliens can eat.
No problem. The old Alfer can adapt to any culinary situation.
Alf was just polishing off the last bite of food in the refrigerator when Kate walked in.
Good grub, Kate, even though the portions were rather small.
Small? You must be a bottomless pit. You ate everything, including the cans.
Hey, I need the roughage.
Alf could tell it was time to leave the kitchen. So he went into the living room where Brian was watching television. Alf joined him on the couch.
Hey, Brian, question. Why are those people eating manhole covers?
Those aren't manhole covers. They're pizzas. We're call up and have them deliver one sometime.
Food that comes to you? I love this planet.
As Brian stared at the TV, Alf slipped away. A little while later, the doorbell rang, and Brian went off to answer it. When he came back, he was holding 15 pizzas.
The guy said these were for Mr. Alfred.
Great, Brian. Just set them down right here. They're my favorite. Mushroom, anchovy, and chocolate.
As they dug in, Kate walked into the room.
Alf, how could you?
Nothing to it, Kate. Just pick up the phone and dial. You should try it sometime.
Kate sighed and shook her head.
Alf, I don't want to seem unfriendly, but have you ever thought of going home?
I can't go back to Melmac.
Excuse me, what did you say?
Melmac. That was the name of my planet. It exploded into billions of tiny pieces. I'm what you might call homeless.
Brian put his arm around Alf's shoulders.
Now we have to let him stay, Mom. He's an orphan.
See, Kate? The kid wants me to stay.
Alf, you stay out of this.
No problem.
Kate crossed her arms.
Okay, Alf. We'll forget about what's happened and start all over. Just no trouble, all right?
Trouble? Have I ever caused you trouble?
Later that day, Lynn and Brian took Alf aside. Lynn spoke first.
It's about the pizzas, Alf. And the tin cans, and the sodas, and the sticks of margarine, and the vowels from our Scrabble game.
Good appetizers. The vowels could use more varnish, though.
Brian shook his head.
You don't understand, Alf. If you keep this up, you might have to leave. You've got to start being useful.
Lynn nodded eagerly.
How about helping around the house? Mom and Dad love it when we give them a hand.
Alf thought that sounded like a good idea, and he got right to it. But his first project didn't exactly work out.
How was I to know you don't wallpaper the screens? On Melmac, it was considered posh.
Next, Alf tackled the carpets, but they weren't his specialty either. Kate groaned when she saw what he'd done.
Imagine using a lawnmower inside. Now my carpet has a bald stripe down the middle.
Alf tried to help her understand.
On Melmac, we had to mow our carpets 2 times a month and feed them once a week.
Alf loved dusting, but Willie didn't think much of the results.
Why are you piling all those balls of dust on the couch? You're making a colossal mess.
Alf wrinkled his nose in confusion.
Dust! Those aren't dust. They're my friends. This orange one's my favorite. Willie, say hi to Fuzzball.
Hi, Fuzz. Oh, Alf, what are we going to do with you?
The next day, Kate was standing in the hall when she heard Alf talking to someone on the telephone.
How much will it cost? $10,000? No problem.
Kate rushed into the bedroom to tell her husband.
Willie, this has gone way beyond pizzas. He's spending our life savings.
You're right, Kate. I think it's time we had a talk with Alf.
The next day, Willie called a family conference.
Alf, we've put up with a lot from you, but this time you've gone too far.
Whoa, Willie! Was it the vowels? Because if it was, I should tell you right now, I just finished off the last of the consonants.
Kate leaned forward.
No, Alf. I'm afraid it's more serious than that. We'd like you to explain that mysterious phone call you made yesterday. You know, the one about the money.
Alf looked down at the floor.
Okay, but I was saving it for a surprise. I've been talking to Joel, my broker. You see, all the plumbing on my ship was made of gold. Except the sink, of course. It was platinum.
Brian jumped up from his chair.
Alf, you're rich.
Correction, Brian. I was rich. I sold my gold to pay for all the damage to your house. You know, like the rug, the wallpaper, and the hole in your garage roof.
Kate stared at him.
Alf, that's very generous. But if you tear up your ship, how will you leave?
Oh, I'll figure out something. I guess I'd better be going, huh?
As Alf started out of the room, Willie stopped him.
You can stay if you want to. Right, Kate?
I suppose so. But please, Alf, just one thing. Try to control your appetite. I am tired of going to the market twice a day.
I can stay? Great! I'll be back in a jiffy.
Alf jumped up and ran into the garage. Curious, the family followed him. They stopped in the doorway when they heard him speaking on the shortwave.
Yo, calling anybody from Melmac. Hello? Anybody there? Look, I don't know if you can hear me, but I wanted to let you know I'm okay. I'm part of a family now. It's kind of like a herd, only smaller.
Kate, Willie, and the kids smiled as Alf went on.
The father's name is Willie. He's got lots of smarts for someone without fur. Then there's his wife, Kate. She pretends she doesn't like me, but she'll come around. And they've got these two great kids who idolize me. So you know they're okay. Yo! And if you ever want to find me, just hang a left at Alpha Centauri and keep going till you smell pizza.
That was the end of the story. If you would like to hear it again, turn the tape over.